deeper than music.
Deeper than music radio.
The fans, the truth is deeper than music. Deeper than music. Simply the truth is the latest, the newest. It's deeper than music. Deeper than music. The core of you, the fans, the truth is deeper than music. Deeper than music. Simply the truth is the latest, the newest. It's deeper than music. Deeper than music.
What up, what up, what up, what up? It's your man, Furyus, Deeper Than Music Radio. Behind every great song, there's an even greater story. I'd like to say what's up to everybody listening to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Geo7, and all the other platforms streaming us on their wonderful platforms. And today we have a very, very special guest. We had him before on the show, and he's by way of one of my mentors, two turntables and a mic, Mr. Daytona. Daytona, Ohio, Decompose. Shout out to Decompose. And ladies and gentlemen, we have Demcy here on Deeper Than Music Radio. We're catching up. If you guys listened to a previous episode I had him, it was his debut EP. We previewed some songs and talked about the music, and he's back with more music, so we're catching up. Demcy, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. I can't live up to that intro, man. You're really good at the intros, bro.
Hey, thanks, man.
That's a lot of hype to hold up to, man.
No doubt, man. So you been back in the lab, doing your music, making it happen. So I guess my first question is, man, how is COVID-19? How has that affected the creative process?
I think it's bittersweet, man. To be honest with you, like. It's obviously COVID keeps you isolated, so you're not allowed to move around the way that you really want to. You're not around, you can't interact with people the way you used to. But at the same time, COVID has allowed a lot of people to stay still, you know what I mean? So they can really hopefully spend some time on what values them and, what they really, really want and use that energy to apply to the things that they want to do, man.
Yeah, I like how you said stay still, man, because I know one of the industries that really got hit hard, man, is still they got hit real hard, but they still kept it moving, was the entertainment industry, like as far as the movies, as far as like the whole platform itself, as far as concerts got put on lockdown. But we have technology and people have like adapted, like, yo, I'm gonna do these virtual concerts. They still getting it, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Making a way, yeah.
And you can't stop the creativity. So, you dropped last time we talked, you dropped your EP. It was your first EP. How was that experience, man? And what did that experience bring to the new project?
One Shot, when I dropped One Shot, which was the first album, it was more of like announcing to everybody that, hey, like I can actually do this. This is something that I've always been passionate about. One thing about me is I never really took the position that I could actually make something, substantial out of it. So One Shot was me just kind of like shedding that exterior of me not being able to do it, actually do it and put it out there to see what people thought about it. And the reception was actually really good, man. A lot of people really received it well. So when I went back into the lab to work on this new album, Pyramids, I went in with the mindset like, okay, you guys now know what I can do. Now I'm going to really show you what I could do. So I went a little bit more in depth as far as trying to be more creative, more conceptual. I tried to create an overall theme that kind of resonates with anyone who listens to it.
Okay. And then as far as like, you said you wanted to be more conceptual. Did you approach this project with the same mentality, or did you go in different, like, hey, because it sounds like you're like, I'm about to broaden my horizons and really expand a little bit more on this project. Was that the approach?
Yeah, I would say the approach was the same. When I say I wanted to kind of broaden my horizons a little bit, I mean more sonically.
Okay.
I wanted to kind of create a different groove. For those who don't know or who haven't listened yet, and for those who have listened yet, One Shot is more of a rapper album. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to flex my ability on the mic and just show what I could do. This one is a little bit more, I would say it's definitely more of a groove A lot more melodic. Say it's a little bit more melodic, and trying to sneak that message in at the same time. So yeah, I think it's a good combination of both groove and substance.
Okay. And then we were talking earlier, so you also, not only are you a songwriter, you're a musical artist as well. You produce.
Yeah, to a degree. In all fairness, I think my I think my mic skills is probably a little bit better than my production. But yeah, I do make beats from time to time. Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. And then, you know, that's how I came into the game. I was an MC, and then it was like, you know, let me dabble into the music end of it. And I think, to be honest, like my mom always say, man, if you're gonna do something, learn the ins and outs. You know what I mean? So like, I applaud that approach. And then we said, as far as the pandemic, we were talking before. As you were working on the project, COVID happened. How did that impact the project?
I think it made it for the better, man. So the album Pyramids is kind of like, you know, without giving away too much, it's the experience of 2020 in a nutshell. A lot of people had a lot of things happen to them in 2020, and I would assume, I can't speak for everybody, but I would assume that it changed people's mentality for the better or for the worse. It made you appreciate things more. Some people got down, you know what I'm saying? Some people got up, but I kind of used everything that happened to almost everyone that I know and kind of bottled it up and used it as one, an experience, and then two, as motivation to continue to be great no matter what gets thrown your way.
Okay. So, man, I like what I'm hearing, man. So what I want to do is I want to showcase one of the songs off of the new project called Balance. Can you give us the 911, or I said 911, the 411? I blame that on COVID, man. You give us the details of that scene.
Yeah, absolutely. Balance it pretty much encapsulates exactly what I said. So Balance is, it focuses on being down. It focuses a little bit about depression, just thinking that you can't handle whatever's being forced your way, and then realizing that you are better than that, and then pushing yourself forward to go be great. Yeah. Oh, it also, before I forget, because I know he's gonna do me dirty if I don't say it. The hook is actually from Decompose, man. So Decompose is on the hook, and I can't. He made the record. Like, if it wasn't for him dropping that voice in that hook, man, he definitely contributed. So yeah.
All right. Shout out to Decompose, and ladies and gentlemen, special guest Demcy, and here's Balance on Deeper Than Music.
Behind every great song, there is a greater story. Deeper Than Music Radio. Behind every...
Check.
K the Great.
1, 2, 3, hit me. Life's a bitch and then you die.
So as long as you alive, might as well try for it.
Life's a bitch and then you die.
Don't you let up on that pressure for 1 second, keep your eyes on it.
Life's a bitch and then you die.
Cause your family and friends, some depend, some rely on it.
Life's a bitch and then you die.
Cause you never know when you gotta go, nigga. Time keeps slipping to the future.
Timer.
Living in the presence, feel my past got a lap on me. Found out my ace turned Judas.
Liar.
The shooter was a nigga in the mirror looking back at me. Daughter help me fighting my demons.
Brighter.
Innocence alone can illuminate the path for me. All the motivation I needed.
Fire.
On God, give me 5, you ain't even seen half of me. What's progress without the motive?
Nothing.
Bunch of square ass niggas running circles back to square one. That's the quickest way to lose your focus.
Bluffing.
Built a house out of cards to get appalled when the air comes. The difference between hope and the hopeless. It's predicated on what keeps you in your focus. Now we're never anti-mediocre. If life is a traffic jam, then play the shoulder like.
If there's one thing I know, this life is all I have and all I am. It's all in me.
Yeah.
And even if it isn't, I know I'll give it all I have till everything is truly meant to
I came here to be the greatest. What's the purpose of half-stepping? The one who gets half-stepped on is you, so fuck it, go be the greatest. It's some legends who die early for you to live your truth. Just some thoughts that develop from the mental of a king. In the basement of the African American Museum. Tripping on the fact that a pack of Europeans sold Africans to America for stacks in the per diem. Now I'm laughing cause a king whipping this all black European. African American on track for his per diem. Woo! See, life is a cycle, we've done what you like to. Graduate to the league or get left in high school. We wavy, you JV, nice dude. Point guard for the squad against all odds and they still won't like you. Collateral damage? Nah, they'll manage. Laughing to the bank like
success is so spiteful.
You better than that spite, dude. Claim your fate, pick a place at a date, catch a wave, ain't no telling what you might do. Your presence is a blessing manifested in the right moves to be that nigga to see stacks quicker. Be immune to they shots like a D-tap, nigga. To the death, no regrets at your repass, nigga. Stop sleeping on your dreams, you CPAP, niggas. Nigga.
Yo, man, and I like how it just ends, man. But yo, I like that groove, man. It's got a nice groove to it. Decompose on the track. You know how we do. And I like, man, because Decompose, he has like an ear for me. He has an ear for talent, man. And you know what I mean? So it makes sense. And I like the chorus too. I'm thinking Nas and AZ.
Yeah, it's a flip. It's a flip of Life's a Bitch, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's a classic, man. That's a classic. And like you said, it has that groove to it. That groove, you can't deny the groove. I wanted to ask you a question, man.
This is Elisa Reyes,
because
and you're listening to Deeper Than
you,
Music.
I just feel like I don't know, man, and I don't want to hate on the younger generation, the cats that's doing their thing, but I just feel like music with a message is not the focal point right now.
Yeah, you're right.
And it's so much that we could write about. There's so much that we could talk about, because I hear a lot of people saying, like with the church, you know, there's so much they could be doing right now, but you know, it's silent. And it's like, you know, nobody's really like we talked about. You know, hey, people are hurting right now. Like your song, it speaks to what's going on right now, and I just feel like cats right now just ain't doing it, man. I can't vibe the young, bad, and bougie when people are hurting. You know what I'm saying?
It's a it's a balance, pun intended, right? It's a balance. Yeah. There's a space for everybody, man. There's a space for everybody, and depending on what time or how old you are, you resonate with specific things. Yeah. Mine, I would definitely say, is it's niche music, but I'm all right with that, man. Like, I'm not really trying to, you know, I don't want to step in anybody's lane, but at the same time, like, I listen to all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I go on a drive right now, I would throw on Future. Like, I have no problem listening to anybody as long as it resonates with the mood that I'm feeling with at that particular time. And if there's a mood, and if there's somebody who feels to be in that mood, if my music serves that purpose, then, you know, I'm all for it. If it doesn't at that time, I'm completely fine with it as well, man. I
guess I just feel like the balance is, as far as that, is it's not equally balanced. You know, there was a time like what you have right now, it'll get as much airplay as the next man. You know, you had, dating myself, the 90s, you had the shiny suit rap with the conscious rap. You know what I mean? But it was an equal balance, and we don't see that. You know what I mean? And music can be the difference of somebody having a real bad day or making it through. You know what I'm saying? I remember there were songs, you know, you have a bad day, you turn on the radio, like, oh yeah, okay, I'm getting some inspiration. I just wish it was more of a balance, you know, especially above the radar.
I think that's fair, but also if you keep it in context of the top earners right now, let's just say the top earners, the majority of them, as far as like new rappers or old rappers, the majority of them, I would say that they definitely have a lot of content in their music, like the top tier rappers. So if you want to go with Kendrick, Cole, Drake, Jay, Kanye, like they all have a some sort of substantial message in their project. So yeah, I think you're right. It's not as prevalent as you see as everybody else. Because I would say a lot of people right now are just dollar chasers or clout chasers, or whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
But the top tier earners still, I would say they still are substantial in what they say.
Because when I think of your music, I think Razzcast, I think Exhibit, I think cats with content. Because, in actuality, I actually had a thought, when Missy was doing her thing, when she resurged, I was wondering, like, when they talk about female rappers, I was like, I wonder how would a Lauryn Hill or how would a Queen Latifah, fit into the mold of, today's music. I mean, because
I think, I'm sorry. Please go ahead.
No, I was going to say the Miseducation is still a beautiful, I love that album, man.
Yeah. It's one of the classics, man. But I would also say that she would fit just fine, man, because if you look at like the lineage of rap, or if you pick a specific artist, it can always be traced to a newer artist. And I would say Lauryn Hill's predecessor right now would be Rhapsody. She just got nominated for a Grammy. So I think like it's still there. Again, it's unfortunate that she's not as prevalent as she should be. Yeah. But it's still there. It's definitely still there.
Yeah. No, and I like that, man, because when I hear your music, I think of, and lately I've been thinking of, we are what we put in, what we eat, sleep, and what we take in. And to be honest, man, I've been heavily on I can't wait for this Judas and Black Messiah. I've been heavily on my man James Baldwin right now. So my whole mindset is like, you know what I mean? And your song,
I've been reading that book. Yeah.
Yeah, your song is like, hey, like, even how you flipped it, Nas's life is and you die. It's in that same vein. It's like you talking about life in serious situations, man. And it's like, okay, I love music like that, man. That speaks to you, because it's always good to get a viewpoint from the outside. We all get stuck in our own bubble. So how do you create, man? What is it? Is it the music first? Like you said with this song, D laced the hook and then it just evolved. What is your normal creating process?
My normal creative process actually takes a long time, man. It really, the majority of my creative process boils around experiences. So like I'll just kind of be, for lack of a better word, like I'll kind of just be floating. Like I'll kind of just float and experience different situations, whether it's conversation, whether it's, me chilling with my family, whether it's like having a conversation with a friend and they tell me something that resonates with me. And that will probably be the tipping point for me to go in and work on something specific. Like that feeling gets narrowed down to a concept, and then that concept gets translated into an expansion of songs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you'll sit and marinate on the experience, and then you just narrow it down as you go through it.
It's like, okay, like we'll be having a conversation, you know what I'm saying, and you'll say like James Baldwin, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, that's right. Like I've been reading that James Baldwin book too, and then I'll start to dissect in my mind what probably resonated with you, and then what resonated with me in that book.
Deeper than music,
and then I'll find
radio.
that little thing and then expand on it and then create music out of that. Yeah.
Okay. And then this go around, like you said, your first album, you like, look, I'm here, I'm a rapper's rapper. What do you want people to get out of this next project?
That it's I want it to be like they get something that they can like stand on, something that they can believe in. I'm trying to create more of a brand and a culture and a community with this project, and have something that people can actually just resonate with and they can sit with. When I make my albums, I know it sounds a little weird, but when I make my albums, I try to make them with the intention of you having to listen to it at least one time.
Okay.
Okay. After that, I don't care if you skip songs. I don't really care, but if you listen, I try to make it so you build it from front to end, and you have to listen to the whole thing, and you can digest the message that I'm trying to get. hopefully you can relate to it. And then if you like your songs after that, then go for it. But once you hear the message, you can't unhear the message.
Okay.
And that's what I'm trying to build on. Yeah.
Okay, and then I want to get into the next track, Pyramids, the Grogan's Theory. Can you give us the lowdown on that track?
Yeah, so this record actually is kind of the bookend to Balance. So if Balance is being the one that you realize how powerful you actually are in Balance, right? And then this one, the Goggins Theory is like, okay, you have that power. Now what are you going to do with it? You're going to move forward with it. You know, you're going to go be great. I actually came up with this record while I was running. Go figure. That's why I call it the Goggins Theory, because of David Goggins. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was listening to him at the time that I was around the time that I was making this record, and I was running, and he was just kind of like resonating in my head, and then that's when I came up with the majority of it. So that's why I call it the Goggins Theory, because it's pretty much dedicated to his inspiration while I was running that day.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Pyramids, the Goggins Theory, here with Demcy on Deeper Than Music Radio.
Check 1 2 1 2. Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Y'all
Deeper
gon'
Than
see
Music
what God
Radio.
gon' do. Microphone check. Yeah, I am the ruler of everything I survey. And you can chase every drug made in this world, and you still'll never feel this way. Yeah. This spot is reserved for the doers, the truest of the B-boy / D-boy, Bruce Leroy Glow. Look, my CEO. And we hustle for everything like we beyond broke. So that day in the afterlife, our family's grieving ghosts. Average nigga with a phenom flow. Spirit Deepak Chopra, Tupac, Alashak's roadie. You can't hold me. You can't compete with what God's chosen. We dancing on air. The sediments, Mr. Astaire. If ever you needed something to lean on, our presence is there. Yeah. We the hope at the end of despair. Yeah. Check your pulse. Are you aware that you there? Yeah. You gon' talk or go run through those fears. Yeah, I'm a boss, I created my stairs. Yeah, but it don't mean nothing, my peoples ain't there. Yeah, my homie got a baby due end of year. He gave me part of his time, I gave him part of these shares. So when Quentin grabs his degree on graduation stairs, his pop can pop champagne and sign him over like hair. And that's the vision in every verse that I stare. And that's the reason why you and I don't compare. I came in this game a bucket, 2 tears, fuck it. Rather die enormous than dormant, stuck to my ears. So now that we here, that he dancing on niggas' careers, it's clear I'm a threat to your rep, to some of our fears. Insecurities start to creep up from the rear. Now that Rich and Millie look different when you look in the mirror. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? Now I ain't raining on wedding days, but this vibe will give you all of the feels of a jagged little pill. When the lows turn to highs and the highs turn to thrills, and the thought you could pull it off will just give a nigga the chills. And you fly from the high that you know the shit is ill, and you flip it so that your children can see all their dreams fulfilled. That's gangster, gentlemen if you will. Motive for progress, my mental is on these bills. We here, well knitted, we here. Yeah, we ain't going nowhere, nowhere, nowhere.
Man, it's so jazzy, man. You talk about Bruce Leroy, Jagged Little Pill, Alanis Morissette, man. I like the references,
Thank you.
man.
Thank you. You're the first person that got that. You're the first person that got that.
People don't get that, man.
Nah. It's one of those ones that I left. It's like an Easter egg. I left it in there for people, man, who like a good music head. Thank you.
Oh yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt. And then the musicality too, man. I know you like. I see that the jazz and just the swang to it, man. And I like the fact that it's a casual conversation you having, man. So it's easy to digest, man, and sit there and just kind of marinate on. You know what I mean?
That's dope.
Yeah. So, man. So what does 2021 hold for Demcy, man? What are the future plans, man? Besides this release.
I think the biggest thing that we're focusing on right now over here is Well Knitted. So one thing that we have done in the span of 2020 and 2021 so far is we started our own independent label. So Well Knitted is kind of the movement that we'll be pushing. It's not kind of, it is the movement that we'll be pushing. We have some artists coming out this year. We're just really focusing on establishing ourselves as a brand and making sure that we put our quality music for everything else that we plan to do, you know, in our little space that we're trying to create.
Okay. And then, like, where can people hear Demcy? Where's the release going to be at? Where, shameless promotion time, man.
Yeah, no worries, man. I'm here for it. So right now, Pyramids is actually out right now. It's on all streaming platforms. You can get it anywhere that you can stream a song, Spotify, Apple, Tidal. It's available everywhere, as well as One Shot. If you want to connect with me to see kind of what we're building, you can catch us at Well Knitted on Instagram. That's well_knitted. That give you insights of what we're doing. You can catch me at a guy called Demcy on Instagram. And then we're also launching wellknitted.com, which is an interactive website as well, so you can see what we're doing and stay updated on us that way as well.
Okay, no doubt. So, man, hey, it's all about growth, man. I like, hey, we talked last time. You got the album.
Yeah.
Now we got the second album, Well Knitted. You know, you're doing your thing. And, again, man, thanks for reaching out. He comes from the lineage of Decompose, man, and Decompose has a good ear. Great dude to know, man, and a hip-hop head to the fullest, man. So I'm glad he linked us, man.
I got one more thing to say, man. I want you to guys look out for our upcoming artists, man. We got Knox, incredible feature on my album. If you haven't heard it yet, please go check him out, man. He does a nice little bookend to the album. We got Bam coming out, and we got Queen coming out as well, man. So we have a lot of music. We have a lot of things coming out for the end of this year, man. And I hope you guys are with it, and I hope you guys are connected to the cause, man, because we're trying to build some really big things over here, man. So
there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And you heard 2 songs for the release out now. Demcy still doing his thing, Well Knitted, and he gave you the 411 on the artist. So check out the artist, the label, and the new album. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, another great interview with Demcy, and we're closing out here on Deeper Than Music Radio.
I don't need my eyes to see or my mouth to speak. If I couldn't write with my hands, I'd find a way with my feet. Y'all smell what I'm stepping in. Got a weapon in both hands. First I strike with a pen, but if that ain't happening, strapped with words. Ammunition is plentiful, medical grade miracles, and I'm ready to let them go. Living the dream that I have worked to achieve. Some thinking I'm asleep, I'm wide awake as can be. Just because I stay silent while I witness y'all wildin' doesn't mean I don't have an opinion about the violence. Keep to myself, focus on family vision, and execute decisions with precisions, I thoroughly think things through, sincerely speak the truth. See these holes in my boots, I have paid my dues. Many a miles, plenty of trials. In the meanwhile, I try to fight through life with a smile. When the plan starts to happen, it's in hand. What I'm grasping, it's lights, camera, action. When the hands get to clapping and the fans start reacting, yeah, that's my attachment. When the plan starts to happen, it's in hand. What I'm grasping, it's lights, camera, action. When the hands get to clapping and the fans start reacting, yeah, that's my attachment.
Music we need, you receive, you achieve through the rhythm I'm giving, living the dream. Been between, repping the bean, any means on the scene. Had to travel, battle, saddled up into the sunset, never afraid. Stray, stay focused, potent with hope to cope with the lows, blows, let it go, about to explode. The next thing you know, shows on the road, expose my flows to foreign lands, Japan, Amsterdam. Many fans of this man, mic in hand, stand and deliver. Remember the grind, hard times, shining through blind faith, escape. Musical landscapes pave the way. A hustle to bust through the pack, establishing that me and rap go way back like Reeboks and socks on kids who lived in the 80s. A beat made me go crazy. Sheet of paper, write my capers, make my way to the stage to convey the messages in my sentences. Worth mentioning the many men.
When the plan starts to happen, it's in hand. What I'm grasping, it's lights, camera, action. When the hands get to clapping and the fans start reacting, yeah, that's my attachment. When the plan starts to happen, it's in hand. What I'm grasping, it's lights, camera, action. When the hands get to clapping and the fans start reacting, yeah, that's my attachment.
So,
Well, most of the time I feel my rhymes are well suitable. Feel it from my dome piece all the way to the cuticles. Had a server crash for a moment, not computable. People feeling me, back on track, I'm rebootable. The essence of this hip hop provided me a pit stop. I could kill a metaphor in the time that the pen drops. Energy incarnate when I step on the stage. Been doing it for a minute, I get better with age. The ability to make things stranger. Be like Samuel, create furious anger. I changed all perspectives cause I rapped about the games. Carved my own lane, things will never be the same. I'll always be myself through the passage of time. Embedded in my soul, never will I stop to rhyme. We're approachable. Folks love the crew though. Most are cold and distant like the world known as Pluto. You know.
When the plan starts to happen, it's in hand. What I'm grasping, it's lights, camera, action. When the hands get to clapping and the fans start reacting, yeah, that's my attachment. When the plan starts to happen, it's in hand. What I'm grasping, it's lights, camera, action. When the hands get to clapping and the fans start reacting, yeah, that's my attachment.